Billy. I'm going to give you guys this mic, and then I'll take, if you guys have a question, I'm going to bring this other mic around so we can all hear each other.
Somebody else this one?
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Hello.
Did you guys like it?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys for staying.
And thank you for being an amazing audience, by the way.
Oh, I think they can hear me.
Okay.
I meant for everybody else. What? What? Yeah. No, with the ending, what made you decide not to have them meet back up and become partners?
You know, I mean, it's interesting because we did have a slightly alternate ending, but my feeling was that Daniel didn't really earn love because I didn't want to make it a story where he was the type of person that, I mean, I felt like if he was the one who came to his wife and it went the other way, but I felt like he didn't really earn it as a hero. Mm. But, so that was part of it. And also I sort of had this like strange, because I'm a hopeful person, and I still felt like it was a very optimistic ending in that if for them, like maybe they would meet up, but I felt like the time wasn't right, and when they had that last time, I thought it was important for Daniel to like learn to love himself, because then you felt like at that moment that love was a possibility for him. So that was why I ended it that way, because I don't like cheat endings, because I feel like movies wrap things up. So I didn't really want it to be like so neat and perfect wrapped up with the two of them there, and then also, but I certainly didn't want it to be like a sad ending. So I like kind of open endings.
Hi. I loved it. It was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
I think my question is, did you want us to like Tommy? Because I didn't, and I don't know that that's probably not the popular thing. I just didn't. I didn't find a whole lot of redeeming qualities in his character. But is that what you were going for? Or did you see that going another way?
No, I mean, I feel like that it's interesting with audience that he seems to sometimes be a challenging character, because I kind of felt like, you know, I was trying to make them like sort of real people, and in actuality, I think Daniel is actually a less sympathetic character if you look at behavior than Tommy, because it was kind of a story to me on many levels about truth. And so I kind of flipped it, said, let's take Tommy, and I kind of said, oh, this is a guy that, you know, I gave him the career of a lawyer. But, you know, that he's this, you know, he's a guy that invents, you know, it's the means to the end. So he kind of invented things, but ultimately he kind of had this growth in him by finding this love, that he was a guy that sort of, you know, said what he needed to say to get what he wanted, and then he fell in love, and then it was like kind of in that moment in the apartment where he's kind of going there to wreck their marriage, that he has this sort of selfless act that, you know, he's not going to do it, and sort of leaves. So, but I was trying to flip on the truth thing. So here's the guy who actually is living a very truthful life, but tells lies, and the other guy, you know, is sort of living a lie. So that was how I played it. He's the microphone person. You should raise your hand for him.
I was very impressed by the production values of the film. It really is slick looking. I would imagine, and I can't guess, but I suppose that you really stretched your budget. I get the feeling it probably didn't cost as much as it looked like it did. So could you talk about the financing and how you were able to get such a good, polished look to the film?
Well, because I work with such great people.
It's all about the people. All about the people.
Yeah, no, it was terrific. I mean, you know, if you want to speak to that a little bit.
Oh, sure. I produced it as well as acted in it. And the gym is my gym. The houses, some of them are Caytha's. Some of them might be mine.
Because I have many houses. And by the way, the entire wardrobe is from my family.
The restaurant club scene. That Vic 27 is a place that we started going to as a business office, you know, because we didn't have an office. So, hey, can we hang out here? By the way, we're doing a movie. Want to be in it? Want to do it? And that's what we ended up doing. It's all about personal connections, people that we can reach out to, people who believe in this project. Once we started telling people what the film was about, the entire community just really opened up their minds, their hearts, their homes, their places, their locations for us. So.
Yeah, no, and that, I mean, to me, filmmaking, like, that's kind of what it is. And I actually think, you know, I mean, shooting a low budget, like, you actually, like, if you get, like, whatever gazillion dollars, like, I feel like you're forced to make really smart decisions. It's almost, because I once did, you know, wrote something for a newspaper, and I turned it in, and, like, whatever it was 1,000 words, and they're like, well, we're only going to give you 500. And when they tell you get 500 words, it's, like, better words than when you have 1,000, so.
Did this picture play here in Philadelphia before at one of the festivals? I've seen it before. What did it play in? Last year or last year's festival? Or I've seen this movie before.
Yeah, no, it was part of CineFest because a film, you know, we got an availability to be part of that, so we played for that festival a couple months ago. We're back, and we keep coming back.
All right, I thought so. It was an excellent film. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Next question.
Ask us anything. How long was the production shoot?
It was 18 days.
With a big party at the end.
Yeah, and it was really fun. Oh, by the way, also on the budget, like when you have like people like playing sports and dancing, like it ends up, you don't really have to pay them a lot of money. Because you just tell them, you know, we're going to go to a country club and play some golf, we're going to go to a club and dance. So, yeah.
I gave a lot of massages.
Oh my
A
God.
lot of massages.
We're going to do that. And
Yeah.
free food. Free food always gets people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick, great film, loved it.
Thank you.
What's next for it? Have you found distribution? Are you just doing a festival circuit and then?
Yeah, we were fortunate to have TLA releasing as a distributor.
And by the way, you guys, it seems like you guys love the film. Facebook.com/the1movie. It's so important that we have our fan base, and you guys that have seen it. Word of mouth is so important when it comes to projects like this. So please, Facebook.com/the1movie.
But on that, also, I mean, we are expecting to be opening theatrically in September, at least in New York, and then it does come out on DVD, I think, in October, and hopefully VOD and all those other acronyms.
Wonderful thing.
So please buy it, rent it, download it when you pay, stream it, all that stuff.
Please.
And if you're Twitter savvy, you can follow all of us on Twitter. You can also follow Phil on Twitter, Michael Billy on Twitter, Caytha on Twitter, myself on Twitter.
But just buy it. You don't have to listen to it.
Any more questions? This gentleman right here.
I thoroughly enjoyed it because it was so well written. All the lines, they were funny, they were thoughtful. I was very grateful that you didn't have a Hollywood ending, a fake ending. I thought it was very honest. I thought the characters were all cute. Equally one to your left.
Yeah.
I didn't get a massage.
We can still make that happen.
I thought it was totally enjoyable. And how do you think are the chances of getting this on television? Would there be a chance?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. You know, that's, you know, we're working hard with our distributors to get it out there because, you know, it has a nice crossover audience. You know, we saw it as a universal story, and like I said, when we were filming, our big, you know, line was that it's not, it's a coming-of-age story more than a coming-out story, and it's, you know, about his journey, you know, it's his little, you know, his journey to figure out who he is, and we all are dealing with identity issues, whatever they may be.
If I were an American, I would say, you go, girl.
I think that's my favorite quote of ever. If I was American, I would say, go, guys.
Well, here's the secret for people who aren't here. You know, because I'm married, I got my husband say, okay, I made this little gay movie, and then I go into casting with all these really gorgeous men in their late 20s, and my husband's not really paying attention because, you know, it's a love story between two men, and I'm like, okay, next.
The casting took a long time.
Yeah, that was the longest part of the movie. And then Michael and Anderson and I would be like, what do you think, what do you think?
Who did you get to play the baby?
You know, what's
Oh,
funny, that's the niece of the actor who played Daniel.
And she's actually like 40. She's a great actress.
I should have Brad Pitt, right?
Yeah. Nice stand-in.
Wow.
I think we have time for one more.
No, height-wise, it'd be Tom Cruise.
First of all, congratulations. This and the Kathleen Turner movie were my two favorites so
Thank
far.
you.
Really awesome. Tell me about Daniel.
What do you want to know?
As much as you'll tell.
Oh, I tried. We tried.
He was here with
That's all
us
you need to
a
know.
couple months ago.
Yeah.
We tried, but he's very nice and sweet.
No.
Yeah, he's a very,
Yeah.
he was actually in Howl.
Mhm.
He played Neil Cassidy in Howl.
Yeah.
So go rent that movie. And
The boys were great on set. I mean, we were affectionately called them the boys. I think they were wonderful. I love the boys. They were really
I called them by their
sweetest.
name.
we like to call them the naughty boys.
The naughty boys. The sex scene, I guess, is the thing that most people want to know about in these things, which is they were fantastic. It was amazing for us to be. Actually, we didn't want to be in the room because we were embarrassed. So in that scene, Caytha and I are actually huddled. First we were in the bathroom, then we were huddled behind the closed door watching on the monitor, but very intense. The guys are amazing, the greatest. Most
And that was
handsome
one of those
people.
moments, looking
Yeah.
at the monitor going, if my mother could see me now.
Yeah. Or, we forgot to roll, one more time. One more time.
The lighting was off on that.
With spirit.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and by the way, we would do that. We would do a little blocking to show the actors what we wanted to act out some of the scenes.
If you join us on Facebook, there are those pictures.
We did a lot of the sex scenes together. The stripper scene, actually, we did together as well. We did all the physical choreography together and then showed the boys.
That's how I direct.
Right.
I stand in.
Right, exactly.
Well, anybody else before we wrap up have a question? Speak now.
Got one more. What was the toughest part of the shoot?
Eating. That's all
No, no,
eating.
no, stop it. You know, it's really bizarre because my first movie, which had was a bigger movie with bigger stars, was nothing but trouble, and I didn't even feel like.
No, this was a dream come true. We were under schedule, the attitudes were wonderful, the timing was great, no rain, beautiful. Most of these things look like we're shooting in front of a green screen sometimes in the golf courses, and it was just an absolute.
And it's usually not this dark, I have to say, there was the way that it was projected, it's usually a little bit brighter than the movie.
But really, we really lucked out. Everyone is still very good friends, and we're all really happy. I can't believe it. There's no dish. Yeah.
I'm proud to say that it's my first film coming from Radio World, and I mean I couldn't have asked to work with such a wonderful cast. So for me, being the first time helping produce the film was amazing. Every day was sunny, and the food was great. The food was great.
Thank you.